Their trip to Zanzibar started as an escape to paradise for Yuri and his wife. The couple and about 1,000 tourists from Ukraine are now stranded in various tourist hotels on the island.
У нас одна проблема.
As for now, we have only one major problem: how to go back home. We do have a place to stay, thanks to the hotel staff and Kevin, the owner. We didn't go on this vacation with a large sum of money, so the war took us by surprise. But we are trying to solve this issue. And most importantly, our souls ache for our loved ones who are back home, as well as our army.
Most of them were on schedule to fly back to Ukraine, but the war has forced them to remain in Zanzibar, and some are running out of money and cannot afford to pay their bills.
They have asked the government to find a way to help because they cannot afford to stay in the hotels as they are out of funds. So we have started conversing with hotel owners along with the government to find a way to help them till their government sends help.
Zanzibar has recently started receiving large groups of tourists from Ukraine, which is starting to look like a promising tourist market for the island. Authorities here say they're communicating with Ukraine's embassy in neighboring Kenya to try and evacuate tourists to Ukraine's neighbor Poland. The country's tourism ministry says it received more than 2,300 Ukrainian tourists and more than 18,000 Russian tourists in 2020. Kelvin Kasori saw firsthand the sadness and fear of the unknown facing the guests. His Zanzibar-style hotel is now home to about 12 Ukrainians.
As human being, actually, it's paid me a little bit, so I decided to tell them, okay, fine, from today, from the war starts, you can stay to my place until the situation is settled, or unless otherwise we can able to hear some news or anything there. So for now, we just relax it. So they relax until now they're inside here.
Some hotels on the island have agreed to keep the Ukrainians without charges, and the government says it might find a way to reduce taxes as a way to compensate them. Alexei Bilov is relieved his daughter made it to safety, but says he would like to go back and fight for Ukraine. He calls on all Ukrainians not to give up hope.
I would like to wish Ukrainians here in Zanzibar courage, not to be upset and keep oneself well in hand. And I wish everyone in Ukraine to believe in our strength and our bright future. We will win anyway.
There is no clear plan on what is next for the many Ukrainians stuck in Zanzibar. But the government says it is doing all it can to ensure the tourists get home or to a neighboring European country safely. Zanzibar relies heavily on tourism and attracted about 500,000 visitors a year before the COVID-19 pandemic. Some in the tourism sector worry that Russia's war against Ukraine could have a negative impact on the sector. Daniel Kijo, CGTN, Nungwi, Zanzibar.